All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Truth from the UK, a live podcast recorded from the UK. Today, I'll be having another very good and a statesman in the Nollywood industry. Yeah, he's done it, he's been there, he's seen it, he's conquered it, and today he's in the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, my senior brother, Uche Odoputa. Boss.
I salute you.
Yes, so. All right, sir. You know why we're here?
Of course.
Truth and nothing but the truth.
That's correct.
Sir, please put your hand on your chest. Sir, you know that anything you say or do on this podcast will be used to judge you by the social media judges.
That's what it be.
You promise?
I promise to say the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Are you coerced?
No.
Are you forced?
No.
Under pressure?
No.
Under any juju?
No.
Anybody they pursue you?
At all.
If you notice, when I introduce and he shake me, this is the only podcast where would they shake because we no come here come do basketballs. You understand? So it's all about truth and nothing but the truth. Sir, now, I want to start from the beginning. Growing up, I watched you on the Nollywood screen. I saw a lot of your movies. I saw most times you always acting the role of a good person or person where they intimidate, person where they bully, person where they do different things. Now, I want to know where it started from. How did your Nollywood journey start?
Okay, my Nollywood journey started from, first it was Pot of Life in Benin. That was my acting career, basically. It was done in the early 80s in Benin. It was a telenovela thing that was shot in NTA Benin. It was directed by Bodilon Broderick's. Then after that came the advent of Nollywood.
Okay, sir, I'm not cutting you short, but we want to know how did you appear on that screen, on that story? How did you appear on that location?
The Pot of Life.
Yes. What brought you there? How did you make your way? Because, currently now, in our generation, people will say, if you don't know person, they don't go call you for movie roles and stuff like that. In your days, what is it like? How did you manage to find your way into that particular
acting
movie?
Yeah. Okay, let me just bring it down to Nollywood specifically. For Nollywood, my first film was Evil Passion.
Evil Passion, okay.
No, it's Evil Passion or Second Love. One of them was before the other. But anyway. So now, Evil Passion. The guy who is supposed to be the father of Nollywood, and not supposed to be, he is the father of Nollywood, is Mr. or Evangelist, more like it, Okechukwu Ogunjofo.
Okay.
He is the guy that played Polo in Living in Bondage.
Okay.
He produced Living in Bondage. He wrote the script Living in Bondage. Kenneth Nebo was the executive producer of Living in Bondage.
Okay.
Now, executive producer from a producer is the funder, the person that brings the money.
All right.
The producer is a person that organizes the entire production and now sells it to the executive producer to convince the executive producer to put his money on it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So Polo was the writer and producer of Living in Bondage. Coincidentally, Brother Oke Ogunjofo, as we call him, happens to be my uncle.
Oh, okay.
So now, after shooting Living in Bondage...
Hold on. When you first said your first movie, I didn't really pick it. Did you just say your first movie was Living in Bondage?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, he produced Living in Bondage.
Okay.
And acted Polo in Living in Bondage. In the advent of Nollywood.
Yes.
Now, I started with Evil Passion.
Evil Passion.
Yes. Now, so, in that Evil Passion, which was also produced by Okechukwu Ogunjofo.
Oh, okay, your uncle.
Yes.
Okay.
So now, how did I get into the acting industry? He was living somewhere in Surulere, very close to Kilo bus stop. I visited him on a particular day. And there they were, using his apartment to shoot Evil Passion.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't originally part of it. I did not go for acting.
Oh.
I went to visit my uncle.
Okay.
Now, we were standing where we're standing, behind the camera. And the shoot was going on. There was a particular character, say, Mr. Banana. Mr. Banana was not taking his lines. Since I've been here, he's taken his line more than 10 times and wasn't getting it.
Okay.
Busybody, way they inside me. The busybody inside of me that will not let me mind my business.
All right.
I now spoke out, thinking that I was talking inside myself. What is this guy doing? Now, this thing is simple. Why is it taking so much time to do this line? Unknown to me that I spoke out. I thought I was talking inside myself. And all of a sudden, everywhere went quiet as that voice came out. It now dawned on me, say, oh boy, you don't yab. Then I now heard a voice. Who said that? obviously it was the director that was asking. His name was Chris Obirapo. His name is Chris Obirapo. So people were now giving space, and like an invisible lens discovered me and anchored on me that I was the one that said it. He stood up and was walking towards me. This director should be in his 7 foot tall.
Wow.
So he's way taller than me. So I was scared, obviously. First is that I'm in my uncle's house. My uncle's eye was channel at me. I'm in trouble today. Yes. You don't finish your own, don't finish today. You don't keep your mouth shut. Then this director was coming towards me. I did not know what was going to happen next. I was processing all that in my head. And he said, my young man, what did you say? I opened my mouth. I couldn't say a thing. And he helped me and said, did you say you can do it? I nodded my head. I said, come on, let's do it. And behold, I went and I took a position and I rehearsed the lines, and it was a one-take thing. And he said, give him costume.
So what was your role in Evil Passion?
In Evil Passion, if I'm correct, that is Evil Passion or Circle of Doom. Right now, two of them are confusing in my head. I was Kanayo's brother who was abroad, who was sending him money.
Okay.
And he was wasting it.
Okay.
And I visited.
Okay.
At that point in time. He's my elder brother, like my uncle. So in the meeting of having to talk about the money and records of the things that he's been doing. So that's the role that I play. I can't remember what name the character was, but that's it.
Wow. So you played the role of Kanayo's senior brother?
No, younger brother.
Yes.
I came back from abroad, yes.
And sending money.
Yes. And
now you are abroad and Kanayo is still in Nigeria. So it's no longer a movie. Kanayo, hope you are still receiving money. All right. That's by the way.
Yeah.
Now, after your first movie, that was the Evil Passion. I know I saw the movie because it was a very popular movie then while growing up, because a lot of evil, a lot of growing up then, all those movies would say, this Uncle Wicked, this one. So I saw the movie then. I can't really remember
exactly
how the movie is, but I know that Evil Passion was a very popular movie. Now, after that, what next?
Then after that, we also shot Circle of Doom, produced by Uche Odoputa too, because as at that point in time, I've already been discovered. Then we didn't have a choice than to continue.
Okay. Were you ever, before that day, were you ever imagining yourself as a movie actor?
I won't say correctly yes that I imagine myself as a movie actor, but there's something in me that has always made me think or know that I'm going to be popular. Because my mother sings in the choir.
Okay.
I come from a home of entertainment, people that are into entertainment.
Yes.
My dad's younger sister was a Miss Nigeria in 84, 85. My father, till he was no more, was a renowned MC in my entire locality. My father was a man that he will make everybody laugh, but you can't make him laugh. So that's who my father was. So my father was a renowned MC. So I grew up towing that same track.
Okay.
They started early calling me Onyen Hazi. Okay. From there, he came to organizer.
All right. So let's still continue with your pathway. Yeah. Which movie would you say was your breakthrough movie? There is the one you were discovered, but there's always that breakthrough one that you feel this one was a box office. Which movie was that?
I think Agumba, me and Osofia.
Agumba.
Yes. I think Agumba, me and Osofia, where, if you remember, I'll tell you the story. The story about where Osofia belonged to a secret court where he was doing astral travel.
Oh, that he died, the spirit left. Okay, he slept and the spirit left. Before he returned,
I've taken his body to the mortuary.
Okay, yes, I remember.
I was the Obinna that was his boy.
Yes, okay.
I can say one that I remember now.
Okay. Now, we've known your breakthrough movie, and you've come a long way. How many years now in the Nollywood?
It's over 30 years.
30 years in Nollywood. All right. So we're going to go into the business side of Nollywood now. 30 years, that's like you started 1995. That's like 1995, if I'm not mistaken.
About that.
1995, yes. So, that first movie, where you paid? The one your uncle put you in?
Okay, nothing but the truth, Abi.
Nothing but the truth. Don't try say anything but not the truth.
Anyway, I wasn't paid.
Were you giving food on set?
Well, as the case may be, I was told that after all, when you come to my house, you eat.
Okay. You do longer throat when you go to his house.
No, it's his house now. It's my uncle's house.
Okay.
So, like, you're asking your uncle to pay you for something. They're not asking, what do I pay you for?
Okay, now, let's go to the second movie. Where you paid?
Not fully.
What do you mean by, how did you know the full payment and the half payment?
Well, when you're acting in our industry and you've got a producer, you've got an executive producer. The executive producer is the funder of the movie, the financier. Now, obviously, sometimes, most of the time, your negotiation sometimes comes from the executive producer, or the PM tells you how much you're going to be paid.
Yes.
You understand? Because when you're contracted and given a script, there's a negotiation part of it. So you're told how much you're going to be paid, but who will pay you the money might be different from who told you about how much you're going to be paid.
Yes.
Okay, now, who will pay you the money can decide to pay you first installments.
Yes.
Then after film, will pay you the other one.
Yes.
And after film, then the other
So
one.
now, that is, let's say 29 years ago. Yes. Let's start counting it down. The second movie, let's assume it's 29 years ago. How much did the OPM told you was the actual amount? Yes.
I think it was about 300 naira.
300 naira.
Yes.
300 naira. Okay. And how much did your uncle give to you?
Or 100 naira.
Would you say your uncle ripped you?
Well, as at that time, I might have that impression that he did. But right now, it's not, he didn't.
Okay. Now, your first movie that you paid was supposed to be 300, but your uncle cheated you and gave you. Yeah, that's it. Because I feel if he had given you the 300, he would still be rich or be who he is.
Of course, that's correct.
But he gave you 100.
Yes.
To me, he cheated you.
Okay.
Yes. So your uncle cheated you and gave you 100.
Okay.
Your breakthrough movie, was this still from your uncle?
No.
Now, when did your uncle stop using you in his movie?
That was the last time.
So after the 100 naira, he never used you again?
Nope.
You see why I say he cheated you? You're just trying to protect family here, I understand. It's not my business anyway, but we're just saying truth, but nothing but the truth.
That's correct.
Yes. So you moved on from there.
Yes.
He was just like, he gave you a platform to succeed, and you continue from there. But unfortunately, did you know why he didn't call you again?
Of course.
Why?
Obviously, you don't take a child's thing and raise your hand up and you spend a child to keep quiet. He will keep dragging you to bring the hand down. Then if he drags you to an extent where he might not be able to drag you, he would rather leave you.
Okay. Meaning that back then you reported to Very Dark Man. Okay, that's not what I mean. So back then you dragged him.
Back then I did make a noise. I did try to.
Okay, I know then there was no social media, there is no phone. Who did you cry to? Who did you report him to?
Well, as a matter of fact, I told my father and told his father.
Okay, became a family affair.
Yes.
Needed to interfere.
They needed
but
to.
they couldn't settle it because he was a big man.
Of course.
So after that, he felt you reached the hand and fed you.
Of course.
He dropped you.
He will not call me. It's not a matter of whether drop you or keep you. He will not.
No, he dropped you now.
Yes, now. Is you know when they call you and give you role and give you script that you act.
Okay. That's family anyway.
Yes.
Family is just like a fly.
A fly
that landed on your scrotum.
Yes.
You don't know whether to hit and kill the fly
Or to leave it.
or to allow the fly to penetrate.
And you and both of you will be alive.
Yes. So that's by the way. Now, after the breakthrough movie, how much were you paid for the breakthrough movie?
It was quite a good figure, but I can't remember exactly.
So it was a good figure.
Yeah, it was a good figure. As at that time, it was a good figure.
As at that time, it was a good figure. All right. Now, you know why I went into the financial aspect of things, and that's the direction I'm going to go for a long time now till we deviate again. Yeah. Nollywood, as an industry, is an industry that gives a different, perception when you're outside.
Sure.
But inside, it seems it's different.
Of course.
Because men looking at movie stars, we presume or believe, or normally they are supposed to be very comfortable.
That's correct. Because
comparing to Hollywood stars, they are very rich and comfortable. But coming to Nollywood, mainly your generation, we are not rich. When I say rich, I mean self-rich. Like there's when you look at yourself, you tell yourself you are rich, not what people are thinking, people that doesn't know you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
They were not, okay, let me not say rich. They were not made. They were not comfortable.
I think the right word to say it without fear or favor of trying to monetize it is that we're not as big in solving problems that concern us as much as our names.
Okay, let's use the right this thing now. Your generation of Nollywood stars, we are successful on screen, but they were not financially successful.
That's very correct.
Why?
Well, two things. As at that time, we had a generation of people who did not understand that you need to invest in the people that were working for you. They only saw you like they're doing you a favor. Secondly is, a lot of them too who were shortchanging other individuals didn't go far with the craft. Because at the end of the day, it's a give and take thing. What you sow, you will reap. And again, distribution that time was actually a problem.
Okay.
We didn't have control of the social media. We didn't know a lot of them who were investing didn't know what to do. So they weren't making a lot of money too that they were supposed to make in return to be able to come pay us back.
So are you now channeling it to or directing it to piracy?
Well, that was one of it. Even as much as piracy also helps to popularize our products.
Yes.
Do you understand? So
okay. Now, you people were popular.
Yeah.
Should we say most of you didn't use the opportunity well? Because even as of today, the movie actors, this generation movie actors, it's not that they are very, very well paid as well, but I think they are maximizing their fame. They are using their brand to, monetize their brand.
Yeah.
Would you say your generation failed in that aspect?
Well, I won't call it failing, but I need you to understand and the audience to understand that a couple of my colleagues at that time did not come into the industry and looking at it as a business.
Oh, okay.
We came into the industry with a passion of loving to act.
Oh, okay.
That is why, as at that time, we could go on set and there's supposed to be welfare. Welfare is the food that you eat on set, even if it's just one meal. But you find out that me as an actor can buy bread and share with about 3 other people.
Okay.
And meanwhile, the production that employ you will close their eyes to the fact that you need to be fed. In as much as money ought to be provided for it. In as much as they could have logistics issue like maybe fund scarcity as at that time and all that. But the attitude, will anybody talk to you about it? No. Will anybody approach you to let you know that we do understand that we're supposed to have given you, you've been with us for the past 6 hours.
Yes.
And at least if not for any other thing, we should have given you refreshment somewhere along the line.
Yes.
But because of this, that's why this is delayed. Please, can you be able to? Nobody will have that decency to talk to you about that. And a lot of us it didn't matter to us because we loved what we're doing. It was just fun to us. Until somewhere along the line came the newer generation that they call the Gen Zs now. They came in with a better craft, they came in with a business angle, they came in with the technology.
Sorry, when you say better craft, I'm not disrespecting the Gen Zs. What do you mean by better craft? Because if I'm to choose between the current movie, I'm not generalizing anyway, and your generation, movies from your generation, I would actually go for those of your generation.
Okay.
So when you say better craft, what do you mean? Just that better craft?
Now, when I say better craft, it's not in the act per se.
Okay.
It's the finesse.
Okay,
the packaging. The packaging of that craft.
Okay.
You understand? Because the new technology better than us. The apps to re-edit. I mean, a lot of them edit on their phones and do things which we didn't know. Yes. Even up to now, I hardly can do so many things with my phone.
Okay.
Do you understand? So they came with that IQ. They also came with the packaging side of it. They knew how to cut different things into different places and they know where to place it and they will get money out of it.
Okay. So are you blaming it on exposure? People we are not exposed.
I think we're just not literate enough. That's it. A lot of us were not literate enough then to know what to do. That's it.
Or should we blame it on the system, the government? Maybe they didn't provide a platform for people to.
I can't blame it on the government because even these ones that are here now, the government didn't give them any platform. They discovered the platform themselves.
But at least them, they provided internet, which led to social media, which led to.
The government didn't provide internet.
Phone.
They didn't provide the phones.
They did.
How?
If they didn't sanction it, it would not be here.
Well, it was a thing. Well, maybe more like a kind of. Okay, let's not go into that.
Yes.
Let's not do government at all.
Yes. So, based on what you said, I will say okay. It's all about the system based on because it's not that people are not educated or what or not smart.
Yeah.
It's just that you only make use of what you have.
Yeah, sure.
Then, okay, I want to give an example now. As a stand-up comedian, struggling in Nigeria back then, before social media, if the basket mouth and the AY and the likes of them don't put you on stage, you remain poor. Yes, you will not survive. Yeah. You understand? You will not, because nobody gives you the opportunity. Yeah. And if those people don't put you on their stage, nobody pays you well. They look at you like, But now social media came in. Majority of us went into the social media business. Yeah. Some of us, they don't know us. But many of us are rich. Yeah. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Because the platform is there. Yeah. We saw the opportunity, we grabbed it. You guys didn't have that. Apart from Alaba International Marketing, Abakasen Plaza, and those do Mota, all those.
You didn't have any other place.
No other place. Yeah. You understand? that's just what it is. If you guys shoot, it's all about the marketer, how they distribute it and stuff. Then there is piracy, which government didn't tackle well.
Yeah. And again, to add to what you're saying, which is also correct, is even at the point where the internet started coming and there was a YouTube. Do you know that there was a time that now that every Tom, Dick and Harry can own YouTube? But there was a time that even when you dare to own your own YouTube and the marketers find out, they can sanction you. There are certain things you don't say. I've been on this.
Do you know what I blame that on? Do you know why I don't belong in unions? Union restrict you.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that's the power of union. And which people run the union? The decision makers,
yes.
The marketers. The marketers, the directors, the producers. They are the people that run the union. And once there is a union, you guys will be circling
around them
based on what they say,
yeah.
how they go. Fear of you being cut out from the circle will not let you to move. They want now that if you see the current Nollywood actors now, they don't care about your AGN, AGC, whatever. They do their thing, and that is it. Sorry to say it. There was a time Kanayo, I respect him a lot. I see his movies and stuff. He came out and tried to discredit one young lady. I can't remember the particular lady. And after the whole thing, do you know why he didn't succeed? They let the state thrive in. You know why? Because now there's freedom. Kanayo, that girl doesn't need Kanayo to succeed.
That's true.
Social media have given us that whole thing because of the power of free word. Nobody regulates you. Nobody tells you what to do.
Sure.
You understand? We just go out there. How did I start content creation? Just hold phone like this, waka for road, they shout. People, they say, you people said, every time UK started, and before you know it, it became a good business. You understand? So that's for me the power, what union can do. It can restrict you. And when I look at people trying to always say union, you know, because imagine if most of you have gone into the YouTube earlier.
Yeah. That's true. I only relaunched I had a YouTube that was monetized during COVID.
Okay.
In order to just keep that acting spirit alive, I just wanted to put something on the social media. Then I started doing that on my YouTube channel. Then shortly after COVID, things became a little bit rough and I wasn't stable with job. You know, it's either you're working here today or that agency, or you're just moving from here and there and another. So I couldn't really do much.
Okay.
I lost my monetization.
All right.
So sometime last year, or last 2 years, I went back on it, started it again, and got my monetization back. Then I started funding movies and doing movies and putting there. I just have barely 3 movies there right now. And to God be the glory, it's doing well. We're almost at 10,000 already.
Okay. Sir, I want to ask you this.
Please.
You're an OG, an elder statesman, as politicians will call it, in the movie industry. You're a stakeholder. I will call you a stakeholder in the movie industry.
Yes.
Now, your generation seems, I will not say past, but you are no longer the talk of the day. How do this young generation, this current trending generations, treat you as an OG, as a stakeholder? Do they give you your maximum? Do they give you the respect you deserve? Do they make themselves available for you to maybe collaborate when you want to? Do they give you that, you understand, that's, how will I put it? The room for you to, link up and meet up with them?
Well, I'll say, in answering that, there's something my father told me when he was still around. He said there are 2 kinds of people.
Yes.
Those from a home and those from a house.
Yes.
Now, when a child grows up in a home, that child grows up with a mentality of understanding that in Igbo, it says okra does not grow taller than the planter. No matter how tall the okra is, the planter will always bend it and harvest the okra fruit from it. Meaning that a child will never be bigger than the parents, so to say that the parents cannot be able to reprimand them no matter how big or rich you are.
Yes.
Those are people from a home. Those from a house can be any structure without a definite exit or entrance.
Yes.
So it's all Django in, Django out. They can do whatever they want. Now, that also tells you that in the present Nollywood practitioners, the Gen Z, so to say, there are still people that are from a home and they will accord you that respect. But that respect, is it as relating to when collaboration and business is involved? The answer, I don't really know. Because some of them, trust me, nothing comes in between them and their money. The few that I've dealt with right now, to even get them, the one that actually was able to accord me respect one time, long time ago, a few months ago, when he eventually was able to pick my call and speak to me, he said to me that he's fully booked for the year.
For the year?
For the year.
Not for the month, for the year.
For the year.
365 days.
Yes. And I was talking to this guy as early as the year is now, like we're in February.
Yes.
And he said to me that he's already booked.
This guy must be very rich and busy.
For the year. And I said to him, but somebody said to me, tell him to look for 2 days. In those days to shoot it. Because again, look at it this time, this way. Look at it this way now. The kind of stories that we write now, we now write stories that you begin to consider the person's time and write story that you get an actor that will finish in 2 days. And it's mental for you to do act like that. Trying to compact everything together to a level where you will now begin to maximize and cut down and be able to say, okay, I have him for only 2 days and you'll be doing that marathon. Act is not like that. Act is spiritual. Act is something that you have to take out your original self and wear the character from beginning to the end. And that's a process for you to psychologically settle yourself into another person that you were never before. I'm talking about you have never been a mechanic. You have never done anything technical. You don't even know how to hold spanner. You have never used your hand dirty to maybe take something that you need to eat, as the mechanics will do. You know, some nuisance that, some things that they do. You know, every profession has its own jargon, both in character and in behavior and in the words. Yeah. So those things are things that somebody needs to take time to study. But all of a sudden, this person is coming to your set from another set that he finished at 12 midnight yesterday or 1 a.m. early this morning, and by 8 he's on your set this morning, playing a totally different person from himself, from the one that he just played yesterday. It's a lot of work for you to get the right act out of that person. We didn't work like that. We didn't go like that. So these people are not particular about their health. They are not particular about the delivery, how it comes out. All they are particular about is that their money. So the few that I've dealt with will not respect you no matter who you are with your money, except you were part of their discovery purpose. And if you're part of that, their discovery purpose is to a limit, is to a level. There's a point you will get to you can't control them anymore. I've seen it. So respect to me that is not total, is not respect. If you ask me if they totally respect us,
They don't. They don't. Okay. Now, there have been a lot of this scandal lately about this generation, about role. Would I say? Let me just be typical. You want a role,
you have to bring something.
you have to bring something. A lot of actresses have come out that say, okay, role on my body. That's what we've been seeing. And in your generation, was there anything like that?
The truth is, as a Christian, allow me to say this, crave your indulgence if you're not a Christian. The kingdom of God has always suffered violence since the time of
Yes.
John the Baptist to today. And only the violent take it by force.
Yes.
What I'm indirectly saying is that there is no time there won't be good, bad, and ugly. It's a continuous process.
So that means it's been there all along.
Everything that you think about today has been there. It's either on a very raw level and it's not metamorphosed into the monster that is, bigger monster that it is now. It's been there before. But the only thing that I can say to that is this. I and you, we are guys.
Yes.
And except you're a confirmed eunuch.
Okay.
Except you're sterile or impotent. When you see a woman
Okay.
of a certain figure that attracts to you, something in you will direct your satellite or satellite to that area. Now, the ability of how well disciplined you are in your head and in your body says you just look and concentrate on what you're doing.
Okay.
Some will now go the extra mile to want to will the person. Then, if it happens to that you're now in the position where the person needs your help, discipline will tell you deal with the job, build a friendship if you want to, and if it's possible.
Yes.
If it's not possible, concentrate on what you're going to do. Some other person will not have the discipline. They want to go ahead and intimidate, force, and cajole you to do what they want you to do in order for you to get what you're looking for.
Okay.
Good. Now, that's one school. That's one part of the kind of human beings that we have. Then another is the ones that are coming to get the thing. Some of them already come in mind that they have a product.
Yes.
And they come with the mindset of opening that product to show you, I've got this. We can actually do trade by barter. And they pretend to you outside world that this is what they did to me. They want me to bring this before I get what. But meanwhile, they expose themselves either by the way they dressed, by the way they carry their body, and their charisma. Because a lot is said without saying it with the mouth.
So you think the blame is on the girls that allow it to happen.
Except a man is a confirmed bully who forces himself into a woman. If his ability to negotiate, the women, if you stop a 12-year-old girl today and you're asking the girl address, 2 words you say to that girl, she will know whether you're really looking for a direction or whether there's another thing you have. Girls have a sensor to know distance. And that is why when a girl says a man breaks their heart, it makes me laugh.
So on this topic now,
Yes.
I want you to be brief. Yes. This particular topic. Do you blame the girls that allow this to happen, that give their body
Yes.
for role?
100% yes.
You blame them?
Yes.
Now, don't you think it's an offense or a crime for you to take advantage of people? That's just like exploitation.
Well, that's a different law entirely. That's a different case entirely. It's exploitation, yes. But the truth is, you as a girl, you know it very well that this is what this guy wants. Then you will now ask yourself, is it worth it to give? If you don't give, what will happen? What will you do?
When people are at a disadvantage, they can do things because at that point, like I said, they are disadvantaged. They need to survive. So do you think that's not taking advantage of them?
I hope you know that the law is blind, that ignorance is not an excuse.
What about when it has to do with hunger, which is like life and death?
At the end of the day, you still will not be able to live if you're meant to buy after that.
Okay. Now, there is this issue, this argument in this generation going on. I want to ask you, the Nollywood actress, they seem to be more successful than the men. Why?
Women generally all over the world assumes empathy. If I and you stand on this road tomorrow and there's a lady standing next to us and she's heavily pregnant, and it's raining, the tendency of out of 10 cars that will pass the three of us, one will stop to ask her where you go, even in the city of UK.
Yes.
Do you need favor? More likely than anybody asking us where we're going to or where we're coming from.
But so, the ladies here now are not pregnant. They all are healthy, they are all sound, but the ladies are being said or perceived to be more successful than the men. Why?
Why? Because the ladies will always get honoraries where they didn't ask for it, and men will not get. I've gone to a party where we're invited as guests, and the host came and saw a young actress that just barely hadn't done up to more than 10 movies as at that time we're talking about, and said, oh my God, I love this movie that you did. Came back, shook hands with her, and put money in her hands. She didn't have a purse. She gave me the thing to hold, and I put it inside my pocket. When we got back to my hotel, bro, it was hard currency, and it was nothing less than, you don't want to know. Right? Now, so at the end of the day, this girl had not met this man before.
Yes.
This girl, I was the one who invited 90% of the people that were there.
Yes.
I did not get half of the kind of things that she has got. And for her to come, there's an envelope that she got that's already budgeted for that trip. So I don't know what will happen after.
So do you now say it's because of their body? Because in movies, obviously, they do a lot of, exposing their body or doing some, charismatic sexual things and, trying to, when people watch them and they do all those sensual stuff, do you think that's why?
If it's not their bodies, have you found out that in the latest time, in the latest era, there's so much of the BBLs, the body enhancements and all that. It's all about packaging.
Let me still understand. Now, you believe or you want to say that they are more successful because of what they have.
Yes. Yes.
Now, why is it peculiar to just Nollywood in terms of the actress being more successful than the actors? Because in other field, it's not like that.
Like?
The comedy industry, there are some female comedians. They are not richer than the male. But all those actresses, when they buy Range Rover, they buy Mercedes-Benz or buy houses, they say they worked so hard for it.
So they should come and tell you that they were doing the other behind the other room for you. No, is that what you expect them to come and tell you?
I don't know. I'm not in the industry.
I'm telling you now. Even the comedians that how many female comedians do we have?
Yeah, at least there are.
How many?
A handful of them.
Handful of them. How many of them package?
Package. Okay, you mean say they no carry? But they carry you.
Like?
I don't really feel they mention them, but they carry now.
Anyway, so the truth about it is, our female actresses, they are doing well more than us. Simple. But again, it's talking about. Let's go back a little bit. You see, when I say the women are more successful than us, the male in the entertainment in the movie industry. Sometimes it's because the women are louder than us. Because the women flaunt a lot of things.
Okay.
A lot of us are investing quietly without people knowing.
Okay.
A lot of us are not buying those flashy things because women, they spend more on aesthetics than us.
Okay. I think I will disagree on that. I will give you my reason. In the Nollywood, at least between 2020 to 2024 ending, we had about nothing less than 5 Nollywood legends, the male actors, that had to seek for medical financial support for their medical activities. But we never, for once, I don't think I've seen more than 1 or 2 actresses coming to the public to request for medical financial support for their medicals. So don't you think that this shows that the ladies are actually richer? They are not faking it. They are not being loud, like you said.
It could be too that you think they're richer because they're not loud. We're not hearing anything unfortunate about them. But some of them could have contacts at 1 phone call or 2 phone calls. That is taken care of and you never hear about it.
Okay. Now, just to coming to the end of it, I want to ask you, this generation of Nollywood actors, do you think they are more talented than your generation?
I wouldn't say they're more talented. We are wonderfully talented actors in my generation, and we still are. The younger actors could have the better packaging and the technology that they are opportune to have today. It doesn't make them talented actors. Because I've worked with so many of them, some of them are not deep at all. They're very shallow. Some of them do not even understand what modulation of the voice means. Some of them do not understand that as an actor, your entire body is your workshop. Some of them do not understand that you don't need to raise your voice to be able to express emotion or show that you have authority. Some of them do not understand the magic that your face could do in telling a particular scenario or situation, interpreting it. They don't.
So, in summary, your generation is more talented?
Yes. See you tomorrow.
All right. Now, let's try to cut across Hollywood.
Okay.
None of your generation, or so far, none of Nigerian actor or actress have actually succeeded in Hollywood or crossed over from Nollywood to Hollywood and become successful, become a known person in Hollywood. I'm not talking of Nigerian that started their life in Hollywood. No, I'm talking of people that transitioned from Nollywood to Hollywood. We've not had anything like that. Now, among the new generation actors, who do you think have what it takes to succeed in Hollywood?
There's this guy, Nino,
Yes.
Nino is actually doing well, and he's already at the corridors of the Hollywood already. He's done a couple of high-rated movies over there, like in America. Yes.
You've mentioned Nino. Which other Nollywood actor or actress do you think have that qualities to succeed in Hollywood, if given the opportunity?
So many of us. RMD is there. Myself, I'm there. RMD is there. Kenneth Okole is there. Ramsey is doing very well as a producer and a director, and he acts sometimes. So a lot of us. As a matter of fact, the old generation actors, me.
Leave the old generation because it's almost Mission Impossible now. Let's talk about, I'm just being realistic now because
Let's talk about the new ones.
The new ones now. Who do you think have that quality?
Kunle Remi has it.
Kunle Remi
has it. I'll give it to him.
Okay.
Sometimes their names are always difficult for me because I'm not quite close to them. A lot of them have it. A lot of them.
What about Timini?
Yes, that's another good boy. That's another good act. Yes, Timini has it.
Zubi Michael.
I don't know because Zubi Michael will have it if he allows himself to be directed. You see, one of the biggest problems we have in Nollywood is stereotyping.
Okay.
when they permanently make you a red apple all the time,
Yes.
and you kind of see yourself as a red apple,
Yes.
without knowing that there's a possibility that you could have been born green. So it makes it difficult. And directors we don't have challenging directors who, very technical craft art directors that would want to look at you from beyond what you've acted before, but as an actor who can be anything.
Okay, coming to that, I think that might be the same reason why most of you were limited. Because like I know you, your role, they always try to make you look like your uncle is always dealing with you. Just like your uncle really dealt with you in real life. Now, it looked like after that story, maybe you complained. The way you complained, people now started giving you a role where your uncle always do you bad thing. Now, Kanayo, another fantastic actor.
Yeah.
He was limited to money ritual, political money ritual. If he's not stealing money as a politician, he's actually doing ritual. Tony Meze, it's all about heartbreak. Saint Obi, may he so rest in peace. It's all about police, like always dictative or something like that. Or a few times he do love. Jim Ike was always fighting on the street and everywhere. Do you think that's actually why these people don't take you guys serious over here?
I don't think so, because when a casting director sees you as an actor, it doesn't matter what you played in the past 3 slides that he has seen. He's seen the actor in you. Like the way I was trained as a director. When I'm speaking to you, I'm already seeing the actor in you, not what you're playing right now.
But now the person now look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The same thing.
About like the same
The
thing.
person doesn't know if you are malleable or not, if they can actually, change you or not.
Well, in our world, you might think it's like that. But
Okay, let me ask you, if you're a director now, a Hollywood director, and you see Zubi Michael movies, you watch him do like 5, 10, 20 gangster movies, no other type of this thing as a director, and you have an option of people that have done different roles, including the one you might want to put them. Would you take Zubi Michael over that person?
You see, first, for you to cast somebody in the role as a director, you already have the cone of your character inside your head for that James or that John.
Yes.
Now that cone, when you see a character that will fit into that cone, you will know. As a person, first and foremost, not as an actor, you will know. Because the cone is a structure.
Yes.
So when you see, it's a mold. When you see what will fit into that mold that you have designed, you will know. Then another thing is that you now look deep down inside the person. Can I work with this person? Is another thing. Every casting director asks that first. Can I work with this person? And after that, the next thing is this person available and affordable? Then once all these boxes are ticked, I can work with anybody, no matter what the role the person has played before, because I am an act director and I see actors in the person, not just the person as his life or whatever he's been doing before. That's it.
All right, from your generation, which actor gave you the most, was most challenging while shooting with them?
Sophia.
In what regard?
When we were to shoot Agumba, Sophia didn't know it was me that was going to play, because we're the two majors, both of us. We're head to head with each other all the time, almost all the scenes. Sophia didn't know that it was me.
Okay.
And considering Sophia as a person, Sophia was like a lord to me.
Yes.
Or is a lord to me. So when Sophia saw me the first time, he looked at me with the eyes of, you? He did not only look at me like you.
Like he looked down on you?
Yes, he did not only look at me as in intimidate me. He actually said it. What role are you playing? I answered him. He said, are you aware that you're going to play in next to me, side by side by me? I said, yes. He said, are you sure you can do it?
That must be scary too.
Yes. And I said, yes, I can. He said, okay, let's try. Again, if I didn't know my onions very well, if I didn't have a strong foot on the ground, that can knock you off balance.
Yes, discourage you.
As a matter of fact, with that alone, you can even forget your name.
It can put self-doubt in you.
Yes. But at the end of the day,
you guys deliver.
After
that, did you encounter any other funny thing from him? Like any other strange thing from him? Okay, now, in that same regard, who was the most favorite for you to work with? Who you enjoy working with the most?
Jacobs.
Jacobs. It was easy to work with. In what regard?
Olu Jacobs and Sam Loco, these two were more like fathers and teachers.
Oh, okay.
when they meet you on set, when they met me on set, I don't know about any other person, it could have been my personal relationship with them. When they met me on set, or when I met them on set, and obviously, again, to one of the things that maybe some people get wrong is that you go to some of these people with so much cloud around you. I go to them with a lot of respect, knowing fully well that I have a lot to gain from them.
Okay.
Because of their age and their experience. So I go with them with respect, and they welcomed me with respect. And they had an open hand to want for me to come in and tap
so
from
they are
them.
more accommodating.
They were wonderfully accommodating.
Okay. All right. That's good. All right. So rounding up now, you're no longer in Nigeria. You moved to the UK. As a known face in the Nollywood industry that somebody like me grew up watching, what happened? Why are you here?
Movement of the people.
Is it that you got tired of Nollywood, or you felt you have no place there again?
No, I didn't get tired of Nollywood. Family. God.
Family. So you gave up Nollywood for family.
I didn't give up Nollywood, but I needed to sacrifice for my family, because at the end of the day, when Nollywood fails, or when Nollywood is no longer there, when I'm not able to act anymore, when, for example, tomorrow I become ill or old and I can't walk, like some of our presidents are sitting on a wheelchair today and coming to confess their sins of yesterday, somebody has to look after me. Family is everything. If you abandon the family, it will be very shameful for you to be lonely at your old age.
All right. I noticed you went to Nigeria to film.
Yes.
Instead of the UK.
Yes.
Why did you go to Nigeria to film instead of filming in the UK?
Okay, I didn't actually just go to Nigeria ignoring UK, shooting in the UK. I shot 2 movies in Nigeria, precisely.
Yes.
One of the movies that I shot in Nigeria, it's coming out soon. It's called The Foreign King.
Foreign King, okay.
Foreign King, 70% of that movie was shot in the UK.
Oh, okay.
So it's the back end of it in the Nigeria end, because it's a story that connects both sides, that I went to shoot in Nigeria. That was the first one that I shot. I shot the completion of that one in Asaba. Then I got into Lagos and shot another one. So, but if you want me to answer that directly, shooting in the UK is not as easy as it is.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Because we all in the UK do our 8 to 5,
9 to 5.
9 to 5 kind of job. And that 9 to 5 kind of job means that you have to work around the clock, because the bills here
Yes.
is round the clock.
Yes.
Now, and we all have different shifts and timing of our work.
Yes.
And we all scattered in different zones. Unlike Nigeria, where we have actors, the only thing they do is acting.
Act, yes.
So therefore, take for example, how long has it been taking us to plan this podcast?
Let's not go there.
Good. Now, at the end of the day, sometimes we want to do it. Your time is not aligned with my own. Sometimes there's family. Sometimes there's childcare. Sometimes there's hospital and all that and all that. This is what it takes here. In Nigeria, a woman who gave birth today can go back to set the next month. Why? Because she can go on set with 3 minders or 2 minders.
Yes.
She can go on set and have everything in her car and all that. Go breastfeed baby and come back. You don't have that kind of thing here. So the logistics here is quite much.
Yes.
And it costs a lot. And again, do not forget too, like I said, distance is another barrier to us. And if you don't deal with your main actors that are already coming from Nigeria, you have to also give room for the other people who are created here.
Yes, sure.
And those people are wannabe actors. Some of them are not really actors per se.
Hope you are not talking about us.
Sorry. So at the end of the day, as a director, you have to also spend a lot of time, because you have to tutor and rehearse these people. And we really do not have that time.
Oh.
Because some of the locations that you go to, 90% of the locations you go to are people's houses.
Sure.
That you're going to shoot. So if you're taking the house that you're going to shoot from morning till evening, you need to know when to exit. Because if there are children involved, children cannot come back. Children here are not children. You say shut up and they'll shut up.
No.
You're
They'll
being
ask
rude.
you why.
You're being rude first.
You need to explain to them why.
You understand? They'll look into your eyes and, uncle, why did you say I should shut up? You understand? So, and that's who they are. So it's quite difficult to do all that here, and it's going to cost you a whole lot of money and time.
All right. On a final note. Okay, before final note. What would you have done differently in Nollywood if we take the time back?
If we take the time back, what I would have done in Nollywood is now the realization that content is not actually when you sit down to spend time to pay script writer, to write script, to do rehearsal, to do this and that. I would have known that while we were on set, even before the advent of social media phones and all that. Because I have invested in equipment. If I haven't bought camera and equipment, let it be 3 different sets of cameras and 3 different generation sets of cameras. I mean, like, I'm talking about from Betamax to VHS and all that and all that. We've done all that to where we are today. I still own equipment still today. I still invest in equipment still today. You know, so I could have known that with those my equipment that I have, that I packed in my house sometimes, looking for when I raise big money to shoot, I would have been shooting little contents and uploading them. We know of a brother who is in Port Harcourt today, who happens to be one of the biggest names all over the world on YouTube. You know who I'm talking about?
Who's that?
The one that introduced the little girl and all that. Mark.
Okay, Mark Angel.
You understand? And how did Mark start? I don't want to talk about negative side of people that doesn't concern me. But I'm talking about the business angle.
Yes.
He started doing little things and people thought he was being,
Yes.
But at the end of the day, but today, whether you like it or not, Mark now has sections where he now teaches people content.
Yeah,
and they pay him a lot of money.
Of course.
He comes as guest speaker. He travels all over the world. YouTube pays him.
A lot of money.
Pays him. That he sits down at home and decides how he spends his time.
Yeah, sure.
He can decide that he's going on vacation tour for 3 months, not doing anything. And that his tour is equal to money.
Yes, of course.
But now it's paying off for him. That's I would have done if I had known.
All right. Thank you so much, my guy Uche Odoputa. Guys, if you've heard him, don't take anything out of context. Everything you've heard here is nothing but the truth. It's called Truth from the UK, and we say only but the truth. Our advice, please, yes, I would advise you and beg you, please, as you're watching, please try to subscribe, because this ministry, they move forward.
Yes.
We've come to stay. The ministry no they stop anytime soon. So subscribe, stay here. You go learn a lot and you go enjoy a lot. My name is Triple U, and I will see you again from the truth from the UK. See you another time.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Nothing but the truth, I said.
Nothing but the truth. Don't take him out of context.
At all.
No, nothing but the truth.